So Priyanshu, could you please come online and summarize what we have done last class?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Priyanshu, could you please summarize what we have done last class? What we discussed last class?
So we were talking about the database operations
Yes.
last class. MySQL we were doing stuff,
Okay. We have to install. Correct. Okay. Good.
and we were trying to access or write or change the data in the database.
Yes. So the operations, some few operations we can do on a database. That is what we discussed. Very good. Very good. Okay. So Aniket, could you please come online and summarize what we have discussed last class? One or two points.
We discussed about database. You that there are two types of database, SQL and non-SQL.
Very good. Very good. Yes. That's all you remember?
You also showed us like about MySQL database community downloads.
Yes, yes. Okay, great. I think you have to, do some more groundwork on databases because, any person who develops any software or, even if you are working on testing, development, okay, or any application development for any domain, okay, anything you do, definitely you will be connecting to database. Okay, so there is nothing, standalone application where the data is preserved locally. That never happens. Every time data will be stored in database. That we have to understand. Whatever programming language, whatever development you do, it has to connect to some database. Okay, so now what I can say, equal to that programming work, database, design and you know design work is equally the quantity of work is equal. So that means whenever you go to some software companies or any development works, one person will take care of database, one person will take care of some programming, okay, some person will take care of some BA aspect. So now this is how the work is distributed in the team. When you go for some software companies, or in core domain itself, if you start developing any application. So that is why this database is very important for everybody. Okay. So last class, we just discussed about different types of databases and different databases, okay, available in market. Okay. So we discussed about free and proprietary databases. Okay. So everything is same. Only that SQL, non-SQL, there is some differences. Okay. But everything is same. Database means everything is same. Now, today, what we will do, we will take up MySQL, and also I just recommended you to install this particular MySQL community server in your local machine. Okay. And also I told you to install the connectors. Okay. So now I'll just demonstrate how you can work with the database. Okay. So first of all, whenever you take up any project, okay, so the first task is you have to design a database. Okay. So design database is the first task. See, one side, a developer will be seeing all the requirement document. There will be a what is that? Very big requirement document will be there. Then software domain, they'll call it as okay, low level design and high level design, HLD, LLD documents that contains a minute details of the development. So referring to that particular document, the one person will he will think on the what kind of programming languages I have to use, okay, for this kind of application, and all those things, programming aspect one person will see, and other side the database person will look into the database development. Okay, so he will start designing the infrastructure required for the data hosting. Okay, so now I'll just give you a simple example. How what exactly the database design and the creation of database. Okay, so say for example, a few days back we discussed about a problem. You remember calculation of bill. Okay, so calculation of bill we discussed. Definitely, okay, we calculated some bill value. That value I displayed in a console. But actually what happens after calculation, immediately that value will go to database. Okay, immediately that value will go to database. Now the thing is, say if I am sending that particular value to database, how that database should be, okay, how the structure is, everything, is basically database design. So when it comes to database design, I'll just tell you one simple example. So how my database should look like, and say for example, I have to create one table, or you can say one table containing rows and columns. Okay, so now the table name I'll give it as uh, bill table, something like that. Okay, so bill table. This is the table name, and then what is the column name? So column name is basically you may be having some customer ID. Then what is that? After customer ID, maybe bill amount or whatever. See, here database design means deciding all these columns, which column we want to keep in database. Everything, it comes under the database design. So now I created two columns. Okay, now example, customer ID may be 1 and bill amount may be 1200. Okay, so customer ID may be 2 and bill amount may be 1000 rupees. You see, this list will go on. Now, this is basically simple. Say, for example, if you decided to create a database, for your application where you just want to save the bill, this is sufficient. This itself is a database design, but the database design is not as simple as this, because whenever you take up any application, you have to create hundreds of tables you have to create, and there will be some n number of columns will be there, and also a lot of interconnections will be there between the tables. Okay, and also what you can do, you can keep this entire the tables, the list of tables in one schema. Okay, so you can call that as some build DB. So you see here, I created one build DB. Under that, I created one build table, and in that build table, I created some columns. Okay, and also I'll define what columns, what type of data I have to keep inside that particular columns. Everything I'll decide. Now, whenever you are creating RDBMS, relational database, relational data, then you must provide something called primary key. Okay, this is very important in the database domain, primary key. So primary key is basically it is not necessary, it is not mandatory that you should have a primary key in your database, but most of the table will have a primary key. Primary key means unique key in that particular column. So that should not repeat. That cannot be null. Okay, so that kind of key is basically primary key. So every table will, most of the table will have a primary key. So whenever you are creating a a table, you should see that you added one primary key. So that is very important in database design. And the next column, the bill. Bill, the data type is basically number. Okay, it is basically number. And then you can add n number of columns, like you can add date. Okay, you can add time. Okay, you can add paid or not. Okay, paid or not. Okay, like that. So n number of columns you can add to this particular table. Say type of customer. Okay, so type of customer. Like that, you can add all the columns for this particular table, whatever required. Actually, that kind of complexity will be there in every table. So that uh, is basically the design of database means. So what this database engineer will do, he will see the requirement document and he will start creating, tables, and he will start creating databases, and he will start creating columns. And it should not be too many columns. It should be optimized one. So optimized number of tables, columns, everything you will make, and that will be connected to your application always. Every click in your application will be connected to a database. So this is about database design. Now if you are sitting for your application, so you just have to see what are the things I have to send to database. Okay, so now this is the simple things what I give an example. Now what I'll do in MySQL, I will create this particular database. Okay, so that is what I'll do. Okay, so up to this, any clarification required, please? Your any questions or clarification, please? So I just spoke about database design. Okay, so I assume there is no doubt. Now I'll start working on the database now. So this is very important. Please focus. You have to install, I already said you have to install MySQL Workbench. Okay, Workbench, and you have to install MySQL Community Server. So if you install these two things, you can I can work on the database. Okay, so here in my local, so I created one database. Now you will see this kind of front end. So this is basically MySQL Workbench. So this will connect to the MySQL database. Or what you can do, conventionally people used to work on this MySQL command prompt. So this is basically MySQL command prompt. It looks like command prompt. So you can even work here, but it is very difficult to work on this particular platform. But in Workbench it is very simple. In 1 minute you can create a database. Okay. So now how to create the database? So you'll get this kind of front end. So now here you can see here. So here you can right click on the space on the schema. Schema means it's a database. Okay, so it's a cluster of you can keep cluster of tables, or keep a number of tables inside this particular schema. Okay, so now I'm creating one schema. That means I'm creating a database. Now you just have to give a name for that particular database. Now what I decided when I designed my database, I decided to give say BillDB. Okay, so I just provided that particular name and I applied. So when you click on this particular apply button, you can see here this particular command will run. Create schema inside quotes BillDB. That command will run. So if you type this particular command, if you are familiar, and you can type this particular command here, and same thing will happen. Okay, same thing will happen. So that is how you can work in command prompt. But I am just working on a console. You just have to right click and give name and click on apply and just finish it. Okay. Now after that, you can see here one DB is created, BillDB. Okay. So one BillDB is created, and if you expand that particular DB, you will see views, tables, and so on, functions, and all those things. But you just see this tables. Okay, so this table, the thing is, I created a schema. First step is done. I have to create one table. Now the table, right click on that particular tables. There is one menu is there, that is create menu. Click on that particular create menu. Okay, now what you can see, they will provide facility to create a database. Okay, now just give a database name, that is bill build table. That is my table name. And then you see here customer ID. You just keep adding okay, customer ID, CID I given, and PK means primary key. Okay, I just taken that as a primary key, CID. Okay, so you can consider that as an integer as well as alphanumeric numbers. Okay, and then what you can do, the second column is bill. Okay, so bill amount. Okay, so that is what I decided in my case. So bill. So now I created two columns now. So bill, must be number, right? So now you just click on the drop down list, and then what you do, you can select a number. Okay, so there are different kind of data types are available here. So here you can see double is there. Okay, float is there, int is there. So whichever you want, you can select that one. So normally float is fine. Okay, or double is also fine. So now I just selected double. So now where that can be null, okay, or it can have some value. So you no need to give not null and unique, something like that. So now what I did, I created two columns. Then after creation of this particular two column, you just click on apply. Now you see. So after clicking on that apply button, I got this one. So this is the command to create a table. To create a table, and in longer run, if you are working on database design or database creation, you will be knowing all these things. But for now, to begin with, to work on this particular database at first time, you don't need to focus on this. Just click on apply. Otherwise, you can type the same command in console. It will work. Okay, so I just created that one. Now database table is created. Now when you expand this particular table, you can see there will be one table is created. Now right click on this. Okay, now you can see the data present in that particular thing. You can see here there is one small table came here. Okay, this is the table output got from this particular command. Okay, so if we execute this particular command, this particular table came. So I'll just I'll tell you what is this command, what different types of command you have. But now here you no need to worry about that. If you just right click and see 100 records or view records, you will see this particular thing. Okay, so now you can see here I'll add one record. One customer 1 bill amount is 1200. Okay, customer 2, okay, bill amount is 1000. Okay, now done. After this, you just click on apply. You can see here insert into that database name, okay, table name, the column names and the values. So it will insert that particular record. So now you can see now the data is stored. Now you see what are the things we did till now. We created a database. Okay, we added some data. In the workbench. So that is what we have to understand. Even you can delete some rows. Now you can see here you can delete some rows. I deleted, and after that apply. Okay, apply on that particular button. Then what happens, that row is also gone. Now you want to edit this particular row. Say you want to change that 1200 to 1300. You can do that. Okay. Additionally, you can include some other data. You see, and after that you can apply. If you observe my the work here, I am just adding record. I am deleting record. I'm inserting new record. Okay, I'm modifying record. All these things I'm doing. All these 4 operations I'm doing in this particular table. Okay, so that is how you can work on this particular table. Now, for database engineer, okay, the database designer. So this kind of front end is sufficient. Now, what he will do? all tables he will create, all sample data he will add, okay, and he will leave. So that is his responsibility. So this is how you have to create a database. Okay, so and now it is ready to connect to any programming language. Now the thing is, I don't want to work in this workbench. I want to work this particular database table using some programming language. So that is the task. So what is the task? I need to work on this particular database using programming language, not using this workbench. So that is what we have to learn now. So any clarification required up till now? So any clarification required, you can unmute yourself and you can ask, or you can leave any chat messages. So are you following what I am trying to convey?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm just say for example, for electrical engineers, we haven't touched this kind of databases. Okay, so this is the first time you are doing. So that's why I'm not giving any complex picture. Okay, so you just have to follow something so that you will understand. You can make some comparison. And you can definitely build the bigger things. And also for our electrical, we no need bigger databases. So smaller databases is sufficient to build any kind of thing. So if you learn this kind of things, you can do anything. So that is the whole idea. So fine. Now the thing is, you see, I don't want to work in this particular uh, workbench. So I'll just minimize this one. So what I want to work in Python. Okay. So I want to work in Python. So you know the command. So you can write any Python program. Okay. To work to operate your database. So I just open Jupyter. So Jupyter is starting. Okay. So you see here, this is one sample. Okay. So now the thing is, you can in this particular program. First one is import particular connector. It is basically driver. Import MySQL connector is basically driver. If you face any error when you're running this kind of program, what you have to do in command prompt, you have to run pip install. Okay, so pip install that MySQL dot connector. So this command you have to run in command prompt. If any error you face in Linux, if you are using Linux, you just have to add sudo. Then you have to install this library. So then this particular library will work. Then after that, what you have to do? See, this is very standard one. Okay, if you want to connect to any database, okay, any database. So these are the minimum, parameters what you have to provide. What are those parameters? The connector will have this parameter. First one is host. So host is basically the place where you kept your database. Okay, the server kept your database. So here I kept my database in local machine. So the local machine server name is always localhost. If I install this database in my server, the host name is always localhost. If you install this particular database in your machine, then host is localhost. So we don't have any static IP. We don't have any identity for our laptop or computer. So that's why every time it is localhost only. So that is what you have to understand. So for example, if you install, say Christ University has a static IP, and if they install the database in their machine, their IP address will become a host. You understood what is host? Host is basically the address, IP address of or any domain name of the machine where you install the database. Am I clear? Host. Host is very important. It is always, if you purchase any data from any cloud platform, they will give one host name. So that's all. When you purchase, they will give one host name. So that host name only is cloud database. It doesn't change anything. If you install in your local machine, it is local host. If you install in some server which is having from some known IP, then that IP address will be the local host. And also when you are installing the database, it will ask the port number. Port number means, see, for example, from my machine, so I can create different doors. Okay, I can create different doors. For database, I can create one door. For say for file system, I can create one door. Like that, for different entities, I can create some door. Now, in the same way, for database also, you can create one as a port in data, in computer terminology, port. So you have to provide a port when you are installing any databases. So if you install MySQL, you have to provide a port. If you install PostgreSQL, you have to provide a port. So that some unique port you have to provide. The port should not be same. For MySQL, you have to provide a separate port. So normally, 3306 is the default port for that particular default port. Otherwise, you can change. You can configure your database to give different port. So in that way, port is very important. Normally, whenever you purchase anything or if you install, so IP address and port is very important. And also the second parameter is user. User is basically the database user. Okay, so when you are creating a database or installing a database, it will ask for the you have to create a user. So there will be root user will be there. He is an admin user, or you can create a separate users and you can provide that particular user information here. So in my case, I am using admin user only. So the username is root, and I provided the root as a password when I am installing. Now here you see. Now in that particular database, okay. So which database I have to take? So I have to take BuildDB. Okay, BuildDB is the database what I created in the MySQL database. Okay, so that's all. Now you see. Next one is just printing an object I don't require. Now what you do, you just when you execute this particular command, data set will be created by name, MySQL. That connection is created. Now what you'll do, using this particular connection, you are going to execute this particular command. What this command tells, okay, you are executing, select a star from here, build table. I am just giving here, you have to provide the table name. My table name is build table. So this command meaning, Okay, select means retrieve, star means all from build table, from the table. So that is the syntax. Select star from build table. So when you execute this particular command, all the records will be taken from the database. Okay, and what you do now, you see, when you execute this fetch all, this query will be executed. My record, and you can display that particular record one by one by using this particular for loop one by one. So now I just change this particular database. I'm just running. Can you see here? So this is how you can see the output. Okay. So what is that? You can see the database what I created. One customer ID 1300, second customer ID 500 rupees. Okay. Now you see I'll add here. Okay. I'll add and I'll commit something. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. I added some record here. So that means assume that somebody added some record in their application. So now I just want to use that particular database and I just want to see. Now I executed the same program. I got 2 record. Now can you see here? Third record also came in. So in that way, you can execute any real-time application by connecting with a particular database. Whenever a database is shared by many people, okay, so when many people are collaborating and working on that particular database, so you can use this kind of statements or queries to extract that particular data. So many things are there, like about this particular query. Okay, now here I just demonstrated the retrieval of data. Okay, retrieval of data. So in database operation, when it comes to database operations, okay, first one is select operation, and second one is insert operation. Okay, third one is delete operation. Okay, fourth one is update operation. So these are the 4 operation what we have to learn. Every operation is having complex things. So for example, here I added some things like that. Select star from build table. Somebody may ask, I want only the amount. So you can specify that. What is that? So select bill from build table. Okay. Can you see here? Only the amount is displayed. I just want the customer IDs from the build table. Okay. So you can print only the customer ID from that particular bill. So this kind of selective queries also you can feed, and you can get information from the table. So entire customization control will be there in this particular program. Okay, you no need to come to that workbench kind of things. Only database admin will take care at that particular point. Okay, so even you can since it is a what is that? Tuple. Okay, so you can take any value. Okay, you can take any value by using the index. Okay, so by using indexing, say you can extract any value. Okay, so only x of 1, or you can take only x of 0. So in that way you can specifically extract some list. Okay, you can convert this to list as well. Okay, so that is also possible in this example. Now the next class, what I'll do, I'll explain other operations like insert, delete, and update operation in MySQL. Okay, so with respect to our application. So now you got some idea about this particular MySQL. So I just want 1 or 2 feedback from your end.